you like it?
I was there.
I like it.
Yeah, but they're like, I even went to
Isn't that cool watching?
I was like, I didn't
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Hey, look, hi, Mr. Egan. How you doing? Good.
Good evening. Call the meeting to order at 7:20. Apologize for the delay. At this time, I'll ask everybody to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. Thank you. I'll ask Doris Nielsen to call the roll at this point.
Anthony Boyle.
Here.
Mary Deisler. Here. George McFly. Here. John McBrody.
Here.
Doris Nielsen, present. Robert Sullivan. Stephen Kowalski.
Here. As you know, we have an open spot on the board for a parent representative, and we have individuals tonight that are going to speak to us regarding their candidacy. And in no particular order, the candidates are Megan Lawler, Joseph D. Felice, Dr. Maria McColgan, and
I don't have one for Mr. Ryan. Is he here?
Mr. Wynn. And what I'll do is I'll ask Megan Lawler to come up first. That's the order they handed me to the long. I apologize.
Thank you, everyone. Board of members, administrators, parents, thank you for allowing me to take this opportunity to express my interest in becoming a parent representative of the Board of Trustees here at PAX. My biggest passion in life is my family, especially my children. They're all close in age. My son Liam is finishing kindergarten here. My son Gabriel will be in kindergarten next year, and my youngest Bridget will be in kindergarten in 2 years. My stepdaughter graduated from the high school back in June of 2014. Ever since my kids have been involved in school, I have strived to be involved and be their biggest advocate. One of the main reasons I changed my career into education is for my children. I saw the amazing changes of my stepdaughter from freshman through senior year, all due to her amazing teachers here at PAX. This year, I see my son Liam grow from September until now and has been an amazing progress. He had some struggles with the kindergarten transition and with some reading skills at the beginning of his year. His teacher, Miss Vara, and the reading specialist, Miss Music, have done wonders to help him with his progress. I was nervous with Liam that he would continue to struggle, but his teachers and support staff never gave up on him and pushed him to help him find his true abilities. I look at him now, and he's gained more confidence and come out of his shell, and he's excited about school again. I owe all of Liam's efforts to the teachers and staff here at PAX. I truly believe in this school community that I want to help it continue to grow and succeed for several years to come. My children will be a part of the PAX community for the next 16 years, and I want to make every effort to help the community grow, succeed, and help others learn about the amazing benefits that PAX has to offer. In addition to being a parent, I have also been involved with the PACS community as an education administrator at LaSalle University for the past 10 years in many aspects, such as field placement for our juniors, summer enrichment program between LaSalle and PACS, and most recently, student-teacher placements and education student job opportunities here at PACS. As an educator, I want to continue to establish a solid partnership between LaSalle and PACS and how our education students can benefit from the teachers here at PACS, in addition to how LaSalle and other area colleges can help PACS. As parents, we want to do what is best for our kids, and in turn, as teachers, we want to do what's best to help them succeed. I want the opportunity to work with the board and the school to create opportunities for both parents and the school to work together to help PACS expand beyond education and support the surrounding communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'll ask Joseph D. Felice to come up.
Thanks a lot, John. Before we get started, I want to know that I personally acquainted with two of the three other prospective members, and both of them would make fine additions to this board. So if it's not me, then them. Members of the board, faculty, fellow parents, my name is Joe D. Felice, and I stand before you today to ask for consideration to join the board as a parent member of the Philadelphia Academy Charter School. My road to PACS was not a simple path. It was not what I expected. It started when my 8-year-old son, Joey, was diagnosed with autism in the summer of 2009. It was not a path that I expected, nor was it one that I invited. However, my wife and I are used to challenges, and we began to navigate this new course. When the time came to send our child to kindergarten, our options were limited. Sending our child to a district school, paying tens of thousands of dollars for a private special needs school, or moving outside the city. None of which were really options. My wife and I felt hopeless until we came to PACS. The staff, especially Alyssa Schmidt and Kathy Adams, welcomed us and invited us to be part of this new family. It was at that point when we finally started to feel a little bit of a sense of normalcy in our lives. As a parent of a special needs child with very limited verbal ability, one must place a great deal of trust in those with the responsibility to educate that child. Our child could not come home at the end of the day like a typical first grader and tell us how his day was, or any new friends he made, or what he did for homework, or what he's going to do tomorrow. He can't tell us when something went wrong or something just wasn't right at school. Therefore, we must ensure that he has teachers, some of which are here, that we trust, that they will communicate with us on a daily basis and tell us if anything happened during the day and different things like that. My hopeful participation on this board will serve not just as an advocate for Joey, but rather for all those like Joey at this school that we go to greater lengths to help educate. My experience with this school is much different than probably most other parents. Unlike most parents, our immersion in the fabric of this school is not easy. Our child isn't involved in sports or clubs, nor does he have play dates with fellow classmates. Rather, our connection is limited to a conversation with a few special needs parents and the faculty. Therefore, I feel I can bring a unique perspective to this board. My experience in government, civics, and education, as well as my many contacts in the region and across the Commonwealth, should help make me be a fine fit for this board. I am an attorney who is licensed to practice in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, and I've also spent the last 8 years of my life in higher education as an adjunct professor of American government at both Widener and LaSalle universities. I'm also involved in several boards, both in my home neighborhood of Mayfair, where I currently serve as chairman of the Mayfair Community Development Corporation and legal counsel to the Neighborhood Civic Association, and I'm a board member of the Friends of the Free Library of Philadelphia. My day job is I'm the executive director of the Philadelphia Republican Party. This diverse background and involvement allows me to champion this school to many different audiences, as well as advocate that special needs child continues to get a free, appropriate public education that is guaranteed by law. Therefore, I ask for your consideration to join this board as a parent member. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. McCall?
Good evening, everyone. Like the two worthy predecessors, Jody Felice and Megan Lawler before me, I thought I'd start out tonight by telling you how Joe and I became PACS parents. When we were first picking a school for our first daughter, Valentina, when we were looking for kindergartens, we too had to look at all options. We were, of course, considering Catholic school because both of us went to Catholic school all throughout our schooling. And we looked at the local public schools and we looked at some private schools. And but we soon came to know several others in our neighborhood whose children went to PACS. And they were raving about the quality of education, the community, the teachers, etc. So we figured we had no choice but to take a look. After many, many discussions, and I think I tortured Joe with all of the different things to look at, and many hours of research online and conversations with other parents, we decided that if we were lucky enough to be chosen to have Valentina attend PACS, that that's where she would go. And we couldn't be happier that that's where we wound up. And our second daughter, Juliana, will be joining kindergarten next year. Every morning when Valentina goes to school, she wakes up with a smile on her face, she runs into the school building, eager for her day. And every day when we pick her up, she comes out very happy, smiling, eager to that she'd learned more, happy that she was in a place where she belonged and was with friends. Except for those days that she comes home super tired because she had gym or dance at the end of the day, which I also love to see. It's truly an honor to be part of the PACS community, and it's also really an honor to be here before you as a candidate for a representative to the board. Not only are we pleased with the parents that we have the pleasure of being with, we're extremely thrilled with our principals who are energetic and open to new educational opportunities, our teachers who are exceptional and the backbone of this institution. Our new CEO, we're thrilled to have so much energy. We're looking forward to everything she will accomplish, as well as our board who's truly invested in the future of our school. I'm here because I believe that in running for our school board that I can help to further advance the school and to be an asset to the board and all of the parents. I know we have an amazing school, and I believe that in order to keep our school the best that it could possibly be, we need new board members who are invested in the future of the school, have the ability to lead, and will work hard to make it the best school in the city. And I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to do that. As some of you know, I'm a child abuse pediatrician at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children. But what most people who know me don't know is that I also have a master's degree in elementary education. And I began my adult career in the Philadelphia School District and taught at 3 different schools. I taught in elementary school, I taught in middle school, I taught special needs children, and I taught regular classes as well as gifted children. My experience as a teacher in the Philadelphia public school system was an incredible journey, to say the least, and I learned a lot that I still use in my day-to-day work and as a parent. My career has always centered around children and education, from tutoring and being a camp counselor when I was a teenager, to teaching in the school district, to now teaching medical students, college students, and master's level students at both Temple and Drexel universities. I believe in education. I know that it's the ladder on which our community elevates itself. And I believe that my experience in education across the lifespan will be a tremendous asset to the Philadelphia Academy Charter School. In addition to my experience as an educator, my experiences as a general pediatrician and child abuse pediatrician at St. Christopher's have definitely helped to prepare me for this role. In my work, not only do I have the opportunity to advocate for children, but I also work with many other professionals in various disciplines, police officers, lawyers, DHS workers, you name it, I work with them to help advocate for children on a day-to-day basis. And we work in what are called multidisciplinary teams. These are teams of professionals across all these different disciplines to work together for the best possible outcome. I hope to bring that same sense of teamwork to the board and to help bring in all of our collaborative experience to make this school the best that it can be. Finally, I have extensive work in advocacy, including raising over $1 million through grants and direct fundraising for community advocacy projects such as Prevent Child Abuse Pennsylvania, a domestic violence program at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children, as well as a parenting education program in the pediatric setting. But more important than my experience is my passion and my vision for this school. We have all the necessary ingredients here to excel far beyond any other school in the region. We have, as I mentioned, a new energized CEO, wonderful, wonderful teachers, excellent principals. We need more members on our board that can bring leadership to take all of those ingredients and help build this school to be the best that it can possibly be and continually improve and expand our school. We should continue to increase our fundraising efforts to include grant writing, engaging local corporations as partners and contributors, and throughout all these efforts, we need to engage all of our parents and allow them to contribute to the progress. My husband Joe and I are very, very proud PACS parents, and we're hoping for your support that we can make you proud as your PACS School Board representative. I promise to be your voice, and thank you for listening tonight.
All right, well, that's not the speech you want to follow. It's a great job. I had a whole written speech that I was going to go through talking about my experiences and what I could bring. What I found out by listening to the 3 other candidates, that's where you want to go. What I have can't bring nothing compared to what these other 3 candidates that they have. So I want to thank everybody for their time and thank you for the consideration. But you got 3 great choices. I'm not one of them. So thank you very much. And you guys are very, very lucky.
You might win. Thank you. The ballots will be going home in the mail, and they will be mailed back, and they will be counted, and they will be announced.
Ballot counting is Tuesday, June 2nd, here in the
Right.
cafeteria, 6 o'clock.
Right, and that's open, obviously,
And that's open to
and we'll be
anyone.
notifying the individual that's voted in, and will be sworn in at the June meeting. We thank everybody for their participation. We thank everybody for their willingness to be involved and make PACS a better school. Thank you. I'll move into the formal part of the agenda.
Student of the month?
Yeah, let's do the Student of the Month awards because of the hour. We'll move into that. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. We have our Student of the Month. Those of you that are new to the process, we've been doing this every month, and each month we exemplify one of the words from the PACS Pledge as well as the Charter Creed. So we have since finished the PACS Pledge and we have moved on to the Charter Creed. So for the month of April, we were looking for students who exemplified the characteristic of honor. In kindergarten, we have Matthew Winscombe. In first grade, Mia Amade. And also in first grade, who could not be with us tonight, we're going to give him an extra special big round of applause, Luke Trask. In second grade, we have Gianna Pellerito. In third grade, we have two special students. We have Layla Holmes. There we go. And Elena Hubbard. Fourth grade, Luke O'Neill. Luke here tonight? Fifth grade, Nicole Mead. In sixth grade, Victoria Gray. In seventh grade, Shamar Reeder. And in eighth grade, we have Eric Thatch. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It is now 20 of 8. As we move into the agenda portion of the meeting, the board and the administration would not be terribly offended if the honorees among the student body chose to depart with their families at this time. We understand the late hour. Congratulations all. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda. Motion by Boyle, second by McClay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from last month's board meeting. I'll make the motion. Second by Nielsen. All those in favor signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Report from executive session. The board met in executive session from 5:30 till 7 o'clock tonight. I myself was late from a family obligation, but we discussed issues related to finances, contracts, personnel issues, and other matters. At this time, I'll ask Mrs. Segman for the CEO report.
Good evening. I'd like to report on our Boosterthon fundraiser, which began this week at the elementary school. It's a new initiative for us. The activity will actually take place on Friday, May 29th, beginning at 9:30 in the morning, and students will be outside enjoying their music and completing their laps. This is a school-wide event that builds student character through daily character lessons while raising funds for our school. Families are encouraged to pledge online for their child doing laps. One of the highlights of the day will be a color run for the middle school students. Please encourage your friends and extended family members to pledge. To date, our families have pledged $8,500 online for just this week. Our golf outing is scheduled for Monday, June 22nd. Visit our school website for information for sponsoring a hole or for signing up to play golf. I'd like to thank some of our new sponsors that came on board this month for the golf outing, and many of our sponsors are actually as a result of either our employees here or some of our families, starting with Susquehanna Bank with John Sanabor, Santilli & Thompson from Mike Thompson and BMC. I'd like to thank those businesses for their financial contribution to our outing. I'd also like to give everyone an update on our transition program. IHOP, which is located on the Roosevelt Boulevard, has partnered with our transition program to provide community training opportunities for our pre-vocational and our intern students. I'm happy to announce that one of our interns has been hired after working diligently at the restaurant over the past year. I'd like to extend my thanks to the owner of that franchise for providing a wonderful training ground and a new job for one of our students. Thank you.
The principal's report, Mrs. Simmons. Down there, right?
Good evening. I'm okay.
Okay.
3 students competed at the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science Fair competition last weekend. This is a statewide competition with about 2,000 students competing from grades 7 through 12. The competition was intense, but our students performed strongly. Of our 3 students that we sent, Morgan Flynn placed 2nd place in biology, Christina Foley 1st place in engineering, and Laura Smith 2nd place in microbiology. Congratulations to the students from our arts departments who displayed their work at last Friday's gallery night. The night was a huge success and well attended by parents, families, and friends. The spring Keystone testing was held for the last 2 weeks at the high school, and as well as our 8th grade. Students worked diligently on these tests and we're proud of their efforts. Our new National Honor Society members will be inducted into our chapter next Friday, May 29th. We have 20 new members who are joining our chapter. And then final exams will be held at the high school beginning on June 4th and continuing through June 11th. And finally, breaking news, the girls softball team, the Lady Chargers, won the Public League Championship versus Franklintown, and we are very, very proud of that.
Sixth grader Tiffany Chang is off to Washington, D.C. this Sunday to compete as the Philadelphia representative in the National Spelling Bee. All next week, we will be keeping tabs on Tiffany's progress and watching it streaming online as it's available during next week. Our Pasta for Pennies campaign, run by our wonderful student council this year, placed 11th in the country as far as fundraising. And we have a new rival. We're 2nd place in Philadelphia to an unnamed charter school at the corner of Ron and State Road. We're going to get over We also have a softball championship to talk about at PAX. Yesterday, the Lady Chargers, the Baby Lightning, they won the SEPCAL League Championship yesterday against that same school I mentioned yesterday. And finally, Boosterthon is a big hit with the students, and they are extremely, extremely peppy. And you all are not going to get off the hook. The theme for Boosterthon is Rockin' Town Live. So every chance they get with the students to get us excited, everybody get your air guitars and repeat after me. Rockin' Town Live. All right, your turn. Come on. Rockin' Town Live. Excellent. So they're here, and it's a really exciting time for the students. They absolutely love this Boosterthon. So we hope it all pans out. We hope to see many of you next Friday at the actual event. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Very upbeat, thank you. Home and school report?
Kim Burns isn't here, John.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I can say that the grade school has been doing really well with the uniforms now, the used uniforms. Any of your parents are doing it all the time. You can find the form online, or you can just send in a note with sizes. And the book fair seemed to be doing really well. I was here for 12 hours on Tuesday. We did a bingo for the kids and snacks, and that was very well attended. So thank you, parents.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
High school is
High
looking
school.
for members for next year, so if anyone's interested, you can find forms in the communication envelope and also in the high school app.
Thank you. Parent advisory?
So we don't have a whole lot, just Ms. Schmidt distributed the parental involvement policy for our feedback about that. And then there was some discussion about clearances, that everyone's clearances need to be renewed over the next year. If you're a parent, you may want to check on what your clearances, where they stand, because there will be some people who need clearances.
Excuse me, I didn't really hear you.
Oh, sorry.
The machine started as you were saying that.
So Ms. Schmidt distributed the parent involvement policy for us to review and give feedback. And then we also talked about clearances, so staff as well as parent volunteers will really need new clearances because the rules have changed. So just may want to keep an eye on that. There was discussion that they would send out a letter letting people know.
Sorry.
Transition committee.
Okay, so the transition committee. So we are moving along. As I talked about last month, we sent out a mailing, and as a result of the mailing, we got 2 new partners. We have Steins Florist and Protestant House now. We had some state folks come out and look at the program. I don't know whether Mississippi and staff may update you on that. We've completed a fundraiser. The Socks Cake fundraiser is completed, and actually Jenny is going to present the check.
Hi, Jenny Devlin, member of the Transition Committee. This past month, we held a Stocks Pound Cake fundraiser to support the intern program at the high school, and we did a wonderful job. I want to thank everybody for their support. Especially, I have to thank Joanne Cartledge, who went above and beyond to help make this such a success. But on behalf of the Transition Committee, I would like to present a check for $1,200.
We know that goes right to Tammy.
Can I add one more thing too? We are going to send out another mailing, so if you have know of any businesses that would be willing to, or would be a good fit, let us know so that we can send out a mailing about our program, because we all are about partnering with local businesses to get our kids out there.
Yeah, and for those of you that weren't here last month, we had a phenomenal article in the Northeast Times regarding our transition program. So great work there. Thank you. Board committee reports. Mike?
That I can talk. Cash increased month over month by $224,000. Our revenues are still in line with the revised budget. Our expenditures are still running under budget at this time of year. And our cash disbursements for the month were $500,000.
Thank you, Mike. First resolution is a resolution of the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia Academy Charter School to acknowledge the retirement of the following employees from the grade school. They would be Ms. Kansky, Ms. McMahon, Ms. Spock, and Ms. Jones, I believe. We're hearing groans from the audience. Three of those individuals are charter members of the Philadelphia Academy Charter School community, and they are going to be greatly missed. I'll entertain a motion to motion by Boyle, seconded by Deisler. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Second motion is the Chief Executive Officer of the Philadelphia Academy Charter School respectfully submits a staffing plan for the 2015-2016 school year. Is before the Board of Trustees that the plan should be approved. The plan is attached herein. And do I have a motion on this? Motion by Pulaski. I'll make the second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. And resolution of the Board of Trustees to approve the contracts and agreements for services for students with diverse learning needs. These are several entities that we contract with. Therapy Source, Easter Seals, Cora Services, and Staffing Plus and Vision Therapy. And the amounts are denoted there. These are ongoing relationships we have with these outside vendors. And I'll make the motion on this, seconded by Deisler. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The fourth and final resolution was a resolution to enter into contract with Burns Mechanical for heating, air conditioning, and energy efficiency. After discussion in executive session and after discussions in several board committees, the board has agreed to table this motion until a later time. We're going to look at more in-depth at this contract, and we're going to possibly look at other vendors. With that said, we currently have a month-to-month contract, so we're not without these services, but we're going to look at getting the best bang for the buck going forward. Is there anything under public comment? Ma'am.
I have two questions. If you're hiring 33 high school teachers, have you made a decision on carpentry and culinary classes?
Culinary classes for next year will be exactly as they are this year. Carpentry classes will change slightly, but we will still be offering carpentry classes for next year.
You still have them? Yes. Okay. And my next question is, today 4 different times I've heard a commercial on TV about how these horrible charter schools are taking money away from public schools and they have to close all their programs and things. Are we safe? And is there anything we can do to protect charter schools?
There's not a lot. We're kind of stuck with what the legislature dictates, and we're kind of stuck with the funding we get. That's why it's been such a tough year or two with the budget from Mike Thompson and the Finance Committee. I think we're safe. Most charter schools are in the same boat that we're in. I think our boat is a little more ship-shape than other charter schools. Unfortunately, there are charter schools out there failing. We are not in that boat. We are nowhere near that. We're in a lot better shape than a lot of other people, but it is a very challenging time in education, and particularly for charter schools.
And it's just giving a bad name to all charter schools, with these ads.
Yeah, and the election's over, so hopefully everything calms down and people get back to work. And, we're still counting on some promises out of Harrisburg with the new administration, and we're hoping, the money's returned to the schools.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
What is the plan change for carpentry for the fall?
Well, the plan change, the plan change is the carpentry program is going to fit the needs of the students who wish to be in the carpentry program. There were more students in the carpentry program that wanted to be there. We're tailoring the carpentry program to the actual students that want to be in the program. So we're actually meeting the need. Am I saying that correctly? We're meeting the need.
I'm confused. So basically, everybody that wants to be in it, there's going to have to be a criteria for them to get in it going forward?
Go ahead.
So what we do is, at the high school, we bring out course selection forms for the kids. So based on the course selection forms, we were able to determine the exact number of students who requested carpentry, and not just carpentry, but other electives as well. And so if you requested it, then the number of courses that are going to be offered, the number of sections, will be based on what the kids asked for on their course selection.
So what kind of size reduction are you doing? Like
I
right now,
don't know
currently,
specifics that relate to personnel, but
well, I'm not talking so much personnel. I mean, if there's 50 children attending, what is the plan now? Half that to accommodate with the reduction?
so the goal would be that the classes would be filled, so in a situation where there were 50 children, that would be 2 classes of 25.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. That's the problem, there's not 50 children.
Yeah, and I believe, without speaking over the administration, I believe that there were some children placed in the carpentry that perhaps did not want to be there. And we're making sure we meet the needs of what the students desire and what the administration can do with the actual demand.
And that's also one of the reasons why there's first choice, second choice, third choice. So we recognize that younger students in 9th or 10th grade may not get their first choice because a 12th grader or an 11th grader may get their first or second choice. So you're looking at total number of students and filling courses appropriately. And to be honest, with carpentry, you may not have 27 students in a carpentry class because it wouldn't be a safe situation where you might have 27 students in an English class. So we're looking at how many students are taking those courses and filling it more appropriately.
So my question is, at the high school level, are we taking a proactive approach in developing electives that children would be interested in? That's what I'm.
Yes, and
absolutely.
that's a good point. Unfortunately, one of the things that happened is the high school expanded and we offered more academic electives for a small population of students. We have 485 children at the high school. You have a lot of children that traditionally would have gone into elective classes that truly, in the beginning of the high school, were not really electives. They were rostered into that class. We just called it an elective. And now kids have a lot more opportunity with the addition of our AP courses and our higher level sciences. And so we have a tremendous amount of choices for kids, and we're moving forward based on what the students are asking for.
And I think proof in the pudding that we've seen in the last couple of years, both at the elementary school and the high school, is where our kids are placing in state level competitions and in citywide competitions at both the elementary school and the high school. For the number of students we have, our kids are placing really well, not only in spelling bees, but in science competitions. So for a school with 480 students in it, to have somebody, to have that many students place that well at the state level shows you that we're moving somewhere in the right direction.
Will there be more of an effort to include not the typical kids in those electives, especially like art and computers and things like that? Because historically, those kids with more significant needs have been excluded.
There's definitely, we're working very hard to provide the proper supports to have students be in electives. This year, as we started, several more students were in culinary arts and in art, and we're working, and technology. We're working next year to even make more students, have that be more available to students. Probably not carpentry, again, because of the safety issues. We do some of that kind of work in the Hayes Lab, but culinary arts, art, music, and technology, we're really trying to have more and more kids with significant disabilities. You know, we've always had kids with mild learning disabilities in there, but kids with more significant learning differences in there with support. And
I mean, kids, if
way
you look
we
at
want to
things,
get.
I mean, kids with significant disabilities tend to thrive in those type of environments, and it's disappointing that they don't have those opportunities. And when you ask about them, you're told, well, we can't modify it for them, and that's not really a good answer.
Really, to be honest, ridiculous. And, you know, when you have kids who can't learn in traditional ways for reading and math, you know, and they're talented in art and music, it's terrible not to give them different, you know. But our hands were a little bit tied in the past, but they are no longer tied. And
that's why I'm asking now and not last year.
Right. We're moving forward, you know, and I think we've seen it with the transition program, and each year we're going to get better at everything we do.
I have a question about the funding. I don't necessarily believe that we're stuck with the funding that we get from the state. Do we have a team that writes for grants for the school? I mean, or is there any move to like have an alumni association, something? I mean,
Not to repeat Mrs. Adams, but in the past that wasn't a focus, but it is a focus in our future.
Okay.
Yes, because you're correct. I mean, our funding, while we're somewhat tied in terms of what we get from the state, and unfortunately, the projection is not good, but lots of things have changed with respect to funding. But fundraising and grant writing are essential to keep the school open. There's no choice. Yeah.
And I do think, you know, we have a high school, maybe it's time to get an alumni association. Don't we have?
They do.
Okay.
Anything else?
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Barbara Benincasa. Okay. You're squinting at me. Yeah, is it? A while back, because our charter wasn't signed with the SRC, did that ever get signed, settled?
No, we're still in
You're
negotiations
still no, okay.
with the SRC, and to tell you the truth, the stumbling block that remains
Okay.
is they want us to agree to an enrollment cap. And
That's
they
still
want
the
us to
stickler.
agree to funding levels that we just cannot do.
So how does that affect?
And we're not the only charter school in that boat. There's a lot of charter schools in that same boat. Now, we, in due diligence, we talk to the SRC monthly or bi-monthly.
Okay.
We do have conversations, not like we're ignoring the subject, but they are not moving off the way they want to handcuff us for the administration to provide the services that we need for our children. So, you know, we're in no danger not signing it, but we're continuing to negotiate with them. Go ahead.
I also think that you're not going to see any movement on the SRC because they may not be around in the immediate future. So then you're going to deal with people that are independently elected that are going to affect your funding. So you're still going to be in the same kind of situation. So I think it's something that's not going to be resolved for quite some time.
Anything else?
Are you on to new business yet? I got confused with the agenda.
Go ahead. That's because I ran the agenda. I apologize. But go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. I wanted to address the board publicly on something that I've been corresponding with the board on since February. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rose Smith DiFrancesco. I was the elementary member of the board for the 2012-2013 school year. When I was elected to the board, I petitioned my fellow board members to start putting meeting minutes and the resolutions on the website in the interest of being transparent and having better communication. And my board members at the time agreed to that, and that was done. In the last year, I found myself in the position of needing to rely upon those meeting minutes because my personal obligations didn't allow me to get to the board meetings as I would have liked. In February, I wrote to the board asking them to go back to the practice of attaching the full resolution to the meeting minutes, as I found out that the full resolutions were no longer attached to the meeting minutes, and the only mention of the resolutions was basically the caption of the resolution and the fact that it was voted on. But the meat of the resolution, which is distributed to everyone here tonight, is available, was not being posted to the website. Went back and forth with the board, being told that they were there was some confusion. I made the board aware of the fact that I was looking for the resolution and not just a quick summary of it. Didn't get anywhere. On May 7th, I again contacted the board and asked them to start putting the resolutions up. Also on May 7th, I became aware of the fact that neither the February or the March meeting minutes had been posted to the website. On the footer of the board's meeting minutes It says, a copy of the meeting minutes are available for inspection, blah, 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 and will be posted to philadelphiaacademy.org within 5 business days of approval for approved meeting minutes. That hadn't been done. Made the board aware of that on May 7th. We went back and forth. There were some technical difficulties with the website, making it difficult to access the meeting minutes in their entirety. Finally, on, I can't read without these. Finally, on May 20th, I wrote back to Mr. McClay. This morning, the full meeting minutes were accessible again. I did find the resolutions attached for January through March. Would you please also have the resolutions attached for last year's minutes? I trust that this will be completed soon and that future minutes and resolutions will be promptly posted within 5 days as stated in the footer to the minutes. Thanks for your attention to this matter. The reply, I thought it was resolved. It's a simple request. Post the meeting minutes, post the resolutions, communication, transparency. Let the parents see what's going on. Don't make them jump through hoops. Yeah, I mean, we could have resolved this 3 months ago. So my reply from Mr. McClay was, I will ask the board if they would like to do that. I don't understand what requires over 3 months of board discussion. If you would like to follow your footer that's in your meeting minutes that says you'll post the meeting minutes within 5 days, or posting the resolutions, which again, it's public information. I don't understand why there's reluctance on the part of the board to make this stuff easily accessible for the parents. You want to make it difficult for the parents to get the meeting minutes? I mean, I got 2 jobs. I've got 2 kids who are in 6 activities. I can't get here. I want to know what's going on. I care what's going on. I used to be a board member. So what are you going to do? Make me take time off from work and drive up to the high school and ask for a printout of the meeting minutes every month? I mean, why can't they be posted to the website?
Well, I'll address it and then you can address it further. I believe the issue doesn't have so much to do with the meeting minutes as it has to do with the resolutions. And I may be incorrect here, but I don't think any board has ever posted full resolutions to the website.
The resolutions that you handed out tonight.
Right.
That's what I'm asking for. My board posted them.
I know, you're asking for that, and we are considering that. But I don't think it's ever been done either on this board or on our prior board. It was a summary of what was happening. What
I'm
you're
telling
asking
you right now that the printouts that are distributed here tonight, for the year I was on the board, were attached to the meeting minutes on the website every single month. And what is the reluctance and what is the conversation that needs to take place when you hand them out to everyone here tonight? It's public information. Why won't you attach it? Why won't you attach it to the meeting minutes? Better yet, on January's minutes, it says that the calendar's attached, and it's not attached. I mean, it's just administrative nonsense.
This was, as you saw, I emailed you back every time. You know,
And we got nowhere.
and we got nowhere.
Right.
Okay? And I'm not the computer person. All right? I send it to the administration, who then sends it to Carl, and we're being told it's up there. I told you, I emailed you back saying I was going to discuss with the board, and we were getting it up. We got the ones from January up until now on there.
And I appreciate that, and I
Right,
don't
so
know
they were
why I
done.
can't get a simple commitment to get the rest of them up and to have them put up every month in the future.
We are. Everything is going into the future. I told you it was going to be done. But going back a year and grabbing those and putting those up.
October, November, December, you passed about 20 resolutions. I'd like to see them.
And yeah, but what we're saying is the minutes and the discussions on the resolution were there. What you're asking for is the resolutions. We can get up there, that's not a
It's
problem.
not, well, you know what, maybe some people are happy with the summary, okay? I want to see everything, because I read the meeting minutes and I'm looking for the resolution. There's a reference to the resolution, and what's in the meeting minutes does not give you the full picture. There's a lot more in the resolution than is stated in the meeting minutes. And once you have the full resolution, it's like, oh, okay, that was the rationale why they did that, and that's what they actually did. Instead of a little summary that tells me that you changed some policy, and I don't know why you changed it, and I don't know what you changed, until I actually read the resolution, and you're keeping that from me.
Well, we won't be. Going into the future, I told you, that's when we posted every
Well, you
month.
didn't tell me that until just now.
No, Oh, I told you
Oh,
about
no,
the
you
future.
didn't.
You asked for
You
going back
said-
to last year. You asked for going back to last year.
Because in my opinion, they should have been there the whole time. And I don't know why you stopped putting them up. And yeah, I'd like to see the ones from last year posted.
It wasn't purposely. There's nothing we're trying to hide.
Well, that's fine. And I would ask whoever's elected as the new elementary school rep, that someone maybe take the initiative to make sure that they're posted timely. You know, if you have a website problem, if you have a personnel problem, and that's why they're not getting up, and I was getting a lot of that, finger pointing, well, you know what, you're the board, they're your minutes, it takes a couple clicks for you to check that they're there. You went back and forth a lot where you're telling me, I was told they were there. You obviously weren't checking. I'm going and I'm checking and I'm emailing you back. Well, George, they're not there.
You're right, I didn't check.
Okay, well, maybe somebody on the
our
board should be appointed
administration,
to check that.
who sent it to the computer person.
And then, you know what, 5 business days out, maybe somebody on the board every month should check and make sure that your meeting minutes are posted so that you're following your own statement in your meeting minutes, that the meeting minutes are posted within 5 business days of when they're approved. So 5 business days from today, I'm looking for tonight's approved meeting minutes on the
It
website.
will be done going forward.
Thanks.
Anything else? Motion adjourned? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you.
Stop.